Hey guys, welcome back to HPerm Gaming, and today we're gonna be playing Subnautica. So, in this video, I'm going to make a new survival game, which just means I have to look out for hunger and thirst, as well as my health and my O2. So if you haven't played Subnautica before, what it technically is just you've crash landed on a planet called Kepler 4546b, also known as Subnautica, but you have to survive this world and get off it by yourself, pretty much. So, for the sake of the video, I'm gonna show you the cutscene.
Launch in 3, 2, 1.
Yep, so that's our ship that we left. And I'll just be quiet so you can hear what goes on. Yep, so that's it. You have to use the fire extinguisher to take out the fire, and then yeah, start up the dumb PDA.
You have suffered minor head trauma. This is considered an optimal outcome. This PDA has now rebooted in emergency mode with one directive: to keep you alive on an alien world.
And
And
if you've never played the game before, the game will show you some things that you can do. So, yeah, this is your life pod that you start in. Well, this is the well. So,
The Aurora suffered orbital hull
yeah.
failure. Cause unknown. 0 human life signs detected.
Okay, so you can jump in the water. You'll see these things around, the fishes. You can pick them up if you can catch them, that is. Pick them, forget, they're too fast. So see, like this, it will show you stuff. You can break it, you get stuff from it. Come on, fishy, fishy, fishy. They're really fast, some of these fish, so you might not be able to get it until later in the game when... The heck? Yeah. See on the side how it has the O2? That's how much air you have left before you have to come to the surface. So yep, you can pick up the fish, pick up the fish, pick up the fish, pick up the fish. Dang it. The fish are very quick, so you gotta be very aware with some of these fish. That thing you can't pick up, it's too big. Yep. So this thing, the fabricator, allows you to build stuff like that. I recommend first things you get that are O2 tank for sure, definitely that. Just allows you to breathe better.
Blueprint acquired.
Can get this if you want. I don't usually use it, not really necessary. What you always want though is fins, and then in tools, you always want a scanner and survival knife. For now, that is. Everything else you probably don't really need yet. So you just want to work on getting that stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff around the place. So for example, this is here, and yeah, also there's a lot of spawn locations. So where I spawned may not be where you spawned, so you always want to be careful about that. So yep. So there's also these stuff. So if I only have the waterproof locker, but yeah. And yep, that's one fish. These are the flares, they like attract big creatures. And yeah. Yeah, so that's pretty much all. And well, I'll just kind of start working on getting stuff, and you can watch, I guess. I'll talk about certain things when I get to it. Okay. So I have been playing this game for a while, so I know where lots of things are, so obviously not too exact, but most things I'll know. If you have any questions, do ask me in the comments. I will try to write back. And I'll answer them in the next video. I'll have like a whole question video.
Copper is an essential component of all powered equipment. Your probability of survival has just increased to unlikely, but plausible.
There we go.
New blueprint acquired.
So if you want food, you can collect food, there you go. It's just succinct. Cooked food, there you go. Whatever fish you've got, then you cook that, and boom. Get food. Sorry, it's just making me do this. So you got personal, now I can get the scanner.
The scanner can be used to synthesize blueprints from salvage technology and to record alien biological data.
Yeah, so what it does is, I'll show you one thing. So let's say, I don't know, let's scan acid mushroom, let's go with that. And you scan it like that. It comes out like that. You go into the PDA, comes up over here, you want to go into it, and it tells you a bit about it and what it does, what it can do in that. It's kind of cool. Gets you to yourself. You can self-scan yourself.
Self-scan
I'm normal
complete.
so far.
Vital signs
good.
normal. Continuing to monitor.
If you want to move faster in the water, you can do this, but it wastes a lot of fuel from that thing, so I wouldn't recommend doing it, but do it if you want. I'm gonna need silicone rubber. Okay. Heading towards a new biome, so I can show you something new. These are the floaters. They make stuff literally, like in their name, float. Yeah. These are coral tubes. You can like swim in them if you want. Nothing normally in them. Sometimes there might be, sometimes there might not be. Depends how big they are. Okay. Also, with your food that you make, like this, you want to be careful because see that the little green thing next to the food, the little green thing going around it, that means how much time you've got left on the food till it rottens. So you want to try to eat it as quickly as possible. these things are brain corals. They just when you get one of the bubbles, it gives you air. So helpful if you don't, if you're too far down from the surface, and will get air quicker. Okay, heading into a new biome. That's a stalker. Be careful. They are hostile things. They do not really like you, so be careful around them. This is called the... oh shoot, I have forgotten. Creepvine forest, let's go with that. That's where the stalkers live. Okay. Okay, there we go. 2 should be enough for what we need to make. And then you just head on back to your life pod. So this little thing here shows you where you've placed your stuff or where your life pod is. You can access that by going in and then to this thing, the beacon manager. Shows you life pod. You can change the color. I like normally orange for my important stuff. You can turn it off, on, whatever you want to do really. So yeah. One tip I have for no matter what you do is always stay on top of food and water. They run out quick, so you want to be very careful about that stuff. Yep, so then we just go back into personal and make the fins.
The fabricator draws from available data to provide environment-appropriate equipment using locally available materials. For your safety, this setting cannot be overridden.
Yeah, so technically what it's trying to say is that you can't make things that aren't in the game. So there's no guns or anything, which is probably a good thing.
Weapons were removed from standard survival blueprints following the massacre on Abraxas Prime. The knife remains the only exception.
Yep. Well, what's this? Oh yes, medkit fabricating. This will keep going up by percentages, saying how long until you can get another one, which is probably a good thing. Okay. So it gets dark and it doesn't stay dark for too long. Yeah. What should I work on getting? If you want, you can try to get a high capacity tank, but it will be hard because you need to get silver, which is a bit difficult to get, which you have to go searching a little deeper. Also probably recommend a flashlight too, for now, because it's like easier to get stuff. Okay. I just made that look incredibly easy collecting fish, but whatever.
They have unexpected applications. Utilizing alien resources is a proven survival strategy.
Yep, so every time you do something, that thing will chat, almost like tell you stuff about things, and like, yeah, just chat about stuff. You can't talk to it, but it will talk to you. Unfortunately. What the heck? Oh no, not those things. These are, sorry, I'm having a mental blank. Gasopods. They shoot out those little balls, and they're very poisonous. Like, not very poisonous, but I don't recommend going up to it while it's doing that. The top thing at the top with the numbers that going up and down. It just tells me how close I am to the top of this, to the surface of the water, so keep an eye on that too. What do I need? Oh, sorry. I was just exploring, and which a good thing to do. I recommend before you start getting into searching for stuff, always just explore first. Get used to the game, stuff like that. Over time, you'll understand it a bit more, and yeah, it won't just be a scary game that doesn't make sense anymore. It'll be like a fun little game. I recommend playing. Not too often. It's good to have breaks after a bit, but play to how long you can play for. Quartz.
Detecting sulfur deposits in the local cave systems. Sulfur is an essential component of the repair tool.
Yes, that is true. Yes, sulfur is a very important thing to get, but be careful. Just try to find one and show you what happens when you try to get sulfur. So there's these little things, they're called that crash fish. That's where you get your sulfur from.
Radiation levels. Trend is
And
with damage to the Aurora's drive core sustained.
You want to be careful that they explode, and then you'll take damage because of them exploding. Jeez. Yeah, so want to be careful with what you find and stuff like that. Don't want to spend too much time under the water, otherwise you can start to lose air, and then it gets dangerous. Recommend scanning these things, the limestone outcrops and stuff, chunks and that, because then you'll always be able to know what they'll give you in that. Yep. Yeah, for some reason you can hold the fish if you really want to. Don't have to, but whatever. Whatever floats your boat. So going to this, can make glass. Probably a good thing. You also need battery, which is acid mushroom, and 2 copper, which you'll also want, which is probably a good thing. Yep, which is here. Boom. Yep, and we make it. Don't worry, I still get, if you are playing the game and you don't know where stuff is, don't worry. Don't think, oh, I'm not very good with not knowing where stuff is. I don't know where some of the stuff is at some points, so don't worry. I get confused. Oh yes, another essential thing, air bladder. Super helpful. Super helpful. Which is just a bladder fish and silicone bladder, but yeah. You can assign stuff to your inventory like that. I'm gonna just quickly make some food for myself.
The fabricator cooks small organisms while disposing of the skeletal structure, bodily fluids, and internal organs, thus rendering them safe for human consumption.
So, water you either get from bladderfish, or you can use salt and coral tubes, and then make bleach out of that, and then, yeah, make lots of bottles of water. So now for the air bladder, to show you what that does. So obviously the light does what a torch would do. Turns off and on, provides light for you. Pretty helpful when you're in dark places. Early game, helpful. So air bladder can do two very useful things. One of the things is doing, say I don't know, 60 meters down and I really wanted to get back up really quickly. I can ascend really quick to the surface like that. In an instant, I'm up to the top, and it's all filled with air again. And then just head back down, so I can show another thing. Always collect the metal salvages. If your inventory runs out of storage, try to refill it. Oh, empty it, I guess. Recommend early game make what's it called? Waterproof lockers. They're really helpful. One other thing that Airblade can do is this. It replenishes your oxygen by a little bit. Not just so you can get to safety, I guess, without having to run over there. It may seem dumb, but that has saved me so many times. Trust me. Okay. I'd recommend always turning the metal salvage into titanium. Only thing you can do with it, really, that's pretty much it. That's what you do with that. But, yep. Then you want to make it into waterproof locker, because then it allows you to make small storage for you. Even though I do have that, but that's not very big either, and you don't really want to keep going into your life pod. Not the most ideal thing. Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much all you really want to do. Always get the life kits. That will be helpful no matter what. I recommend putting them in here. I did say to you, yes, don't put them all in here, but for this, definitely put them in here. You just want to get waterproof locker, maybe just one. Just want to put it just outside of your base, really. Don't need to put it anywhere special. I don't know, you could just go, let's put it here. Sits there like that. Not that big, see? Storage isn't entirely big, but it's just store titanium, I guess, in there. Anything like that. You can name it if you really want to. I don't usually name stuff, but you can if you really want to. I don't usually, but you never know, you might like to name stuff. Might want to say what the stuff is, like minerals or something, you know, materials or something, I don't know, whatever you want it to be. This game is just all about what you want your world to be like. So don't, just because I say, no, I don't really like to do it, doesn't mean you can't, so. So yeah, you can pick it up, but you can't pick it up when it's full. So, or like not full, but like got stuff in it. Even if it's got like a little bit of things in it, don't want to put too much in it. Like overflow the thing with stuff. Yep. One tip I have. Don't scan everything you see. Don't go, oh wow, I don't know what this thing is, and scan it. This part of your thing will get overflown with stuff, and then it'll get confusing. So I don't entirely recommend doing that. So that's the Aurora, the thing that we left because it went explodey. Mainly because for some random reason. I have no clue why. So you see how that's what it would be like without the torch, but the torch would be so this is why I recommend using the torch. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, so just recommend, just look around. Don't keep your stuff on for too long. So if you're in the light, don't keep your torch on because it can waste the battery and then you have to make a new one. So yep, that's about it for today, and well, I will see you in the next one. And please consider subscribing. I'm not going to force you, but please consider subscribing for new epic videos.